Chicken, bacon, and cheese. How does it get any better than that? Hi, I'm Urvashi. My blog is TwoSleevers.com, and today we're going to be doing part of our Keto in 30 Minutes series. And in this one, I'm going to make a Mexican version of alambres, which is actually kebabs on wire skewers, except we are going to make them as tacos because tacos are fantastic and it's easy. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to show you how to prep your food while you're cooking. This pot is heating and I'm going to chop up the bacon. So I have about 6 slices of bacon, but if I were you, I would make 7. That way you can eat one. And there has to be some kind of cook's reward, right? Like, come on. It's all good and fine, enjoying feeding people. I love feeding people, but you get to feed yourself too. Let me set this bacon aside, and I am going to now marinate and season this chicken. So I've got a couple of 1 tablespoon of lemon or lime juice, whichever one you have, go ahead and use it. 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 scant teaspoon ground cumin. Now sometimes I use a mixture of ground cumin and coriander, which because I cook a lot of Indian food, I always have that around. So use whatever you have, but freshly ground cumin is the best. So get some cumin seeds, grind it, and then chili powder. Now look, if you don't live in the US, let me tell you this, or if you don't live in the South, chili powder is not the same as cayenne pepper. This one has cumin, it's got some other flavorings in it. It's got paprika and stuff, so like don't be confused about this, and don't go out and get cayenne pepper and then write to me and go, Urvashi, took the roof off my head. This is chili powder. Let us stir this up, and we are going to let this marinate. These are chicken tenderloins that I'm using. I'm using a pound. You could use chicken thighs cut up. You can use chicken breast. If you're going to use chicken breast, here's my advice to you: marinate it for a little bit longer than we're about to do here, and we're going to let this sit and marinate over here. Okay. My pot's getting hot over here. I'm going to wait until it's a little bit hotter before I put the bacon in. I'm going to slice up some onions and some bell peppers. Now the trick here, when you're done, is that the chicken, onion, and green peppers you need to be able to get some in each bite. My pot is warm-ish. I'm going to go ahead and put in the bacon. And then just let it sit while you do the rest of your prep. I basically cut it into slices. It's going to cook down and shorten a little bit, but I'm putting this here. Separate your onion from your green pepper because they're going to cook in different times. So it's been a little under 5 minutes. Actually, okay, can I tell you something? It would have been a lot shorter, except I had my pot on way too low. So turn your pot on high and get the bacon cooking. Now, you want this bacon to render enough fat in here. The chicken is going to cook fairly fast. I wanted the bacon to render enough fat. What I have here are some crispy bits and some not so crispy bits. I don't want my bacon to burn, so I'm going to say this is a good time for us to go ahead and put in the chicken. So let us stir this up. Remember, we had lime or lemon juice, salt, chili powder, and cumin in here. Okay. Spread it out so that it doesn't start to steam and so that it browns. Oh, it smells so good in here. Those chili and cumin smells are just all over my kitchen. I'm going to turn this down just a tad. Okay, the chicken is definitely done. You turn this down a bit. Use a thermometer if you're not sure. Don't worry about all these brown bits. You want the brown bits. You're going to take your chicken out along with the bacon and put it in a dish here. Turn down the heat while you do this so you don't burn stuff. I left as much of the fat as I could. Clearly it's not enough. We're going to put in just a little bit more. And I am going to add the onions and the peppers. So what works for me typically is that I'll add the onions and let them cook a little bit because you don't want raw onions. And the peppers are going to cook faster. So we're just going to put in our onion and saute it a bit. I'll usually wait until it gets translucent. My onions are translucent-ish. Let us put in our green peppers. I am now going to turn my heat down a bit because these, I want them to cook down, not necessarily fry. And now in here, I'm going to put in a little bit of salt, 1/4 of a teaspoon of chili powder. Really, it's more for the color than anything else at this point. In goes my lemon juice. Just going to put in a little bit of water to deglaze this, but my stove's turned on enough to where the water is going to evaporate pretty fast. I'm going to add back in my chicken and bacon. Okay? One thing I will tell you is go easy on the salt in this recipe. You put lemon juice or lime juice, you put salt into the chicken. The cheese is gonna have salt, so just be a little bit cautious. Okay, we're gonna turn this down. I'm gonna take a cup of cheese. This is Mexican blend cheese. It usually has a blend of 2 or 3 different kinds of melting cheeses. You're gonna put this on here. Oh my God, how is this not the most delicious thing already? Okay, now if you're gonna do green onions or cilantro or whatever, you would put it in here. I'm going to cover this because I want that steam to help stay in there, to moisten the food a bit and to help melt the cheese. Okay, there we go. And here you have your wonderful tacos with a ton of cheese on them. So you leave this be, and the way to serve it, if you're not keto, then you can serve it with tortillas. If you are keto, then you just serve it the way it is. You put some sour cream, some guacamole, and some salsa on the side, and there you are, ready to eat. I'm Urvashi, my blog is TwoSleevers.com, and this is how you make tacos alambres in about 20 minutes and make them keto. Thank you for watching. I hope that was helpful.